everybody. I'm Lori Cooch, and I want to show you a card. And now I did not design this card. This was designed by another close to my heart consultant named Amanda Weasley. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. But I really enjoyed this card when she shared it, and I wanted to share it with you. So if you have placed an order with me during September, you're going to get this card from me because I send cards for orders. So if you want me to send you one of these cards already made, you just need to place an order on my website, which is www.lori, L-O-R-I, Cooch, K-U-T-S-C-H, .ctmh.com. So that's one way to get it, or I'm going to show you how to make it yourself. One of the first things you're going to need is the multi-square window thin cut, which is right here. So I've already pre-cut things because we all know how to run these through our Cuttlebug or our Big Shots. So I've already pre-cut it, but you'll need this multi-square window thin cut. It's item number Z like zebra 4023. And then you're also going to need the stamp and thin cut set Z3544. You can do this with just the stamp set, but you do need to cut using the thin cut, or you could fussy cut to match the stamp. And you can see I have used this one quite a bit because I've made lots of these cards, but this will make more sense here in a little bit. So what you're going to use excuse me, is this sunflower and then the center of the sunflower that are on these this kit. But so you're going to need a card base, and then this is my thin cut that I had cut and all the little squares that fell out of it. So for ease, I'm trying to scoot my chair up here. There we go. Of letting you see, because white on white is really hard, I've got a piece of just yellow scratch paper. Now what I have lost is your little cushy piece that comes with your stamp set. You're going to need that as well. I'm just going to put it underneath, or you can use your Versamat. Just turn it over. That works equally as well. So what you want to do first is just lightly tack your frame down to your piece of paper. And it is really easier to see it on a piece of colored paper. I've been doing it on white and it just makes it hard. But I'm just going to temporarily tack that down. It doesn't have to be anywhere perfect or pretty because it's just going to be for while we stamp. And then just put a little bit of adhesive in each of your squares, because you just want to hold those squares in place while we stamp. So we're just going to pop those in to each of the squares. And you just want them to stay in place. You don't want them to stay down permanently because we're going to be removing them from this piece of paper. So we're just using the frame as a way to line up our squares. Okay, and then you're just going to gently take the frame off. You want the squares to stay in place. Okay. Now I'm using Memento ink because it doesn't really smear when you color on it. So I'm going to ink my sunflower. And you're just going to stamp it towards the center. It doesn't have to be in the exact center. And this is where that little cushy piece underneath comes in handy. And then I'm going to take the center piece of the sunflower and I'm going to stamp it as well. Okay, I'm getting ink all over me. Now this is where that piece that I've stamped on a whole bunch of times comes into play. We need to put it, and hopefully it won't take me forever. Oh, the dogs are barking. My husband's home evidently. So we need to put, there we go. Because we're using this to mask off where that is. Because we're going to stamp some more sunflowers. We're dog sitting, those are not my dogs. Okay, sorry, got interrupted there for a second. Ooh, I just kicked a dog. So we're just gonna keep putting sunflower stamps around. And see, I don't wanna stamp over where these are. So but this is my template. I can stamp all over that. That's why it's there. And then one more over here on this corner. And I'm gonna do this one like this. Nope, not that far. And what stamps on your piece of overflow paper, who cares? If you overflow there, it's not gonna matter. So now you have to do the center piece and fill in the centers that are gonna be on your white little squares. Oh, I got a glare. And see, this one's gonna be hard to get, but I will get it. Okay. And then we can put our ink away. Then we're just gonna pick up our piece of, it's masking is what it's doing, and set it aside. Now I'm using our new Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir markers, and I'm using the Earth Brown, the dark one. So there's a light, a mid, and a dark color. And I'm gonna just use the dark color to color in the center piece of the center sunflower, the one we had masked off. And you don't need to color on the piece of colored paper we're just stamping on. You only care about the ones, the white squares. And then for the next color, I'm using the Citrus Blend. Just says Citrus Blend. And again, there's a light, a mid, and a dark. And I'm using the dark for the yellow leaves. And you're just going to color the one sunflower. The center main sunflower, the one you masked off. You're going to color the leaves on that. Now you can do other shadings and bring in other colors. Since I'm making so many of these, I'm just doing the yellow, and I think it looks fine. It looks really good, and I like how the effect turned out. So you're going to just, each of the leaves, color them in. And now if, look, this one, the tip went up here on this piece. So you're gonna color that as well. I am so happy that I'm part of close to my heart and this great team of consultants because, like I said, I did not design this. Can't remember her name. Amanda Wesley or Weasley came up with this card and she shared it with us. So I'm able then to share it with my customers who purchase from me and send them a card. I send them thank you cards for my orders, and this is the card that they're getting in September for all September orders. So if you ever want a card from me, just make sure you order off of my website and you'll get that. Or you can make one yourself using these items that I'm showing you today. So I'm just coloring the sunflower in. Just coloring in, like I said, the leaves of the one flower. The others, we're going to leave those just as they are. So if you're watching this on slow-mo time, it's because I have not figured out how to speed up the recording to go through the boring parts of coloring quickly in iMovie. So hopefully someday I will figure that out for you guys. Okay, so that one flower is colored. Now I'm still using my Shin-Hand marker on this for the black because the black tri-blend marker, well, I guess it's not tri-blend, but the black Spectrum Noir marker was on back order and I haven't got it yet. But the Shin-Hand markers are awesome markers as well. So now I'm just going to take the black and color in where there's no sunflower petals at all. So you want the void areas to be black instead of white. So not inside the whole flower, just around the outside. And I will try and do this quickly so that you don't have to watch me color. I know that that can be boring. So what I do is I just trace around the area and then fill it in. So this is actually a leaf, a flower petal here, but didn't get a clear stamp. So I'm just gonna do this. And then even in here on this side, there's some black that'll need to be done. And we're gonna do this. So I apologize for the dogs. My husband got a call from the neighbor. He needed some help. He ran up to help him, so he must be running around outside in the garage, and the dogs are antsy. Like I said, they're not our dogs. We're dog sitting for our son. Oh, here he's back. So you're gonna hear ruckus. My husband does not know I'm making a video at this moment because it is 9 o'clock here. He was actually on his way to bed. When he got the phone call that Connor needed help. So I'm just coloring the voided areas in into black. Now because you are stamping over layers, you get these uneven stamped edges, and it's okay. So you're just gonna color, color, color. This is real great stress relief if you need a relaxing day. You're just gonna color a little bit. the color paper actually helps make it really a lot easier to see where you're supposed to be coloring, because I've been doing it on white, and after you stamp 3 or 4 times, it gets hard. So I can see that this leaf goes this way and then would come up this way. So I'm just trying to like trace how I think the leaves would come in. Shh, I'm making a video.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be quiet then.
Okay. He's crazy. And I'm going to throw a little bit of black into here too. It doesn't have to be exact because you're going to have the frame. Okay, so now that you've got it colored, and I think I do, let's see. Did I miss any spots? Oh, I did. Totally missed this one. So I really like the black idea that she did, because I would have not thought of that, I don't think. It just adds it, it makes that yellow sunflower pop out really well. Okay, now what do we got? A little bit more right here. Darn. Just when I thought I was done. A little in here. Okay, I think I'm done. So now your thing still, remember we took this off, it should still have some sticky on it. So you're gonna put that, you're done with this, on your card base. And you're just gonna, again, it's not gonna stay there, so it doesn't have to stay, but now this you want here to be a lot more permanent adhesive, because these are where these are going to stay. So I just run my tape runner in the center there. And then I have found that if I use my Cricut spatula tool, it helps to pop those up. Can you see that? Yeah. Whoa. And then you just place them into the squares. And it's like piecing together a puzzle. You're just sticking them in there. So these actually don't take a whole lot of time. I made, trying to think how many I made last night. 7? 6? 7. I made 7 last night before I went to bed, and this is my 4th one that I've made tonight. Like I said, I send these out as thank yous for orders. Oh, dogs. And then, so now we're done with this piece. And we're just going to lift up this frame one more time, leaving the squares. And now we're going to put just some pop dots on the back of this to hold it up. I use these pre-cut ones. They're easy to use. And I just put 3 on the one end, 3 down the middle, and 3 on the other end. I'm sorry if my head is getting in the way of this camera. Okay, then we're just going to peel the backs off. I've got them all over everywhere. And then position it. Ooh, I almost dropped it right on my card. Right back over. And that's it. That's how easy it is. It's done. There you go. Trying to. So that's how easy you make that sunflower card. Again, you need the multi-square thin cut die from Close to My Heart, and then the Stampin' Thin Cut Sunflower Symphony. So that's it. That's all I use besides some pens and adhesive. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and have a wonderful evening, you guys.